that. The next question, this one's going to be answered first by Troy. Asking the next question will be Diane Grandmaison, who is the Vice President of the Maine Alliance for Retired Americans.
Good evening. Some seniors in Maine have only their Social Security checks to live on. The biggest concern of senior citizens today is, will my Social Security check be in the mail or deposited in my bank account, as promised? What would be your solution to strengthen the Social Security Trust Fund?
Well, thank you. I think that obviously it's quite appropriate, having just kind of answered it a little bit in the last question. I mean, Social Security is obviously a commitment that we've made to citizens in this country. You know, something that you start out very early in your life working towards a goal, and can expect that you know, somewhere down the end, later on in your years, that you're going to have that commitment. And I think that you know, it's unbelievable that you know, right now in Congress, people want to talk about cutting Social Security benefits. You know, for people that you know now are 30 years into a life of paying into the system, and you know, not just something that you know I can't support. What I would do, I would raise the cap so that you know, higher earning people would have to pay more into the system. They're certainly taking out more money over it, and so I am someone that, you know, this is like a real core issue for me on this Social Security. I mean, I haven't supported cutting state retirement for teachers and state workers, because that's basically their Social Security in Maine. And you know, I'm someone that's never going to turn around and back down for you know, changing Social Security benefits. If anything, we need to strengthen them, and I'll certainly fight for those things, because, like I said, that's a commitment that I don't want taken away from me or anyone else I know. And you know, I don't want anyone to come to me and ever say, well, you know, you backed up on you know, a commitment you made to make sure that I had my Social Security, because you know, the simple fact is people can't make those cuts up. And they shouldn't have to, because they were told that they were going to have it whenever they get into the retirement years. And like I said, this is a real core thing for me that you know, I'm certainly going to dig in on and not ever compromise on.
Thank you, Diane, and thank you for your leadership with the Maine Alliance for Retired Americans. You signed me up as a member, and I appreciate that very much. Though I'm not quite at retirement age, for sure. I'm a very big supporter of the organization, and I agree, we need to lift the cap or scrap the cap, I think is the best way to put it. The cap on what the payroll tax contributions are is at $113,000, I think, and that means so many people aren't paying their fair share into the system, which is making it, you know, in jeopardy, and that's not okay, because we do make commitments to our seniors. We are all paying into this system. Those who are paying into the system should know it's going to be there for them. And there is a relatively simple solution to putting Social Security on a much more sustainable track, and that is to scrap the cap or raise the cap, either one, which would make this whole system much more secure, make you much less worried about whether or not your check is going to come. But I also think this is really why it's important we have to avoid things like government shutdowns, because when we look at what happened in the fall when the federal government shut down, we saw people all over the country get so nervous that their checks weren't going to come, because were they going to get them in time? Were they going to get processed? And I think that kind of uncertainty is not fair to people who are not living on very much. So the combination of making sure we keep government going in the right direction and make sure we lift the cap to make sure we can really keep Social Security on track is what we need to do. Thank you very much.